Hey everybody, Sean here from Shootie School. Toontrack just released its electronic pop EZKeys sound expansion. And I'm going to walk you through all the sounds, the features, and even give you a little bit of theory advice depending on what preset you use. Also, I'll be using some 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗘. I'll be using the dance EZKeys, which kind of handshakes with the electronic pop sound expansion. And if you're interested in that, I got a video of it on my channel. But if you're not familiar with EZKeys, you should know that it's not just a sound generator. It helps you compose your keys. It helps you with your theory. If you're not too theory savvy, it'll keep you in check and assist you. It also helps you manipulate your MIDI. So, and all that for a good affordable price. There's only so much software that can do what EZKeys can do, and it's at a good price. So if you're interested in checking it out, check out my description or my first comment. I usually have a video on where the best deals are at the moment. So without further ado, do subscribe to my channel if you want more EZKey videos, and let's get started. Get a loop track to the timeline, and I'm just going to use this little melody line to audition, and we're just going to slam through these sounds pretty fast because I don't want this to be an hour-long video. And before we start, we might as well take a look at the interface. We have the same old dynamic and tuning controls that every EZKeys sound expansion has, and there's a sustain button right here. If you don't have a controller and you don't have a sustain pedal, you can get bailed out right here. You'll probably see me use it throughout. So let's get started right from the top. I'm only gonna spend a second on the 90s dance because I believe this should be in the chord stab category. But let me just get played and get started. I'm gonna hammer right through it. I'm probably not gonna comment that much unless I have something to say. So it's all about you just hearing and demoing before you buy. I have slight compression on the 𝗪𝗓𝗪𝗘 and on EZKeys, so you know. You should also know that one valuable thing about this EZKeys sound expansion is it has more presets than any other sound expansion that EZKeys has to offer. I mean, it's a ton of them. It has way more library presets than any of their other products. There's a lot of them. Let me move faster. All right, that was all of the keys category. Let's get into the bass category. Drop the octaves down so we can hear the low end. Here we go. If you listen on a cell phone or a tablet, you may not be hearing these super low frequencies. In fact, there's a few in here where you want a subwoofer to hear it. There's a lot of them. Let's get going. Pretty cool. slow. That was the bass. All right, let's start with the lead instruments. Here we go. There's a lot of them. Pretty thick. It's heavy. All right, since the pads have a super duper sustain, long attack, long release, I'm just gonna click on the keys. I don't have my keyboard. I'm just gonna use my mouse and click on the keys and just demo the sounds for you just like that. And let's do it. Oh, you could do a horror movie. Anyway, sorry. I love this stuff. I try to do feature film stuff, and I'm always looking for spacious, ambient, great melodies. I gotta hurry. Interesting. I actually dug that experience right there. Let me now give you a conversation about chord stabs. Chord stabs, they're interesting. If you're already into EDM and you already know music theory, look for time code on the video right now and you can skip this conversation. I want to talk to people that are not up to par with music theory. I just want to warn you about using chord stabs, okay? And let me just, don't be intimidated that this is a theory section. This is a theory section about people that don't know theory. I'm trying to help you out, okay? Let me just Google. I'm going to pretend I'm Googling. I'm going to do this afterwards. Google what chords are in A minor, and you'll see that there's 7 chords in A minor, just like there is in every other scale. And you'll notice that not only are there minor chords, but there's also major chords, and there's a chord called diminished. And depending on how crazy you are, you can find other chords, right? But there's major, minor, and diminished. Now, when you pull up a chord stab, as you can see, it says minor 7. See, chord stabs are convenient because you only have to hit one key. I'm going to stick with the A minor theme. So that's an A minor 7 chord stab, okay? They're convenient because you hit one key, you get a whole chord. Great. Perfect for EDM and just getting stuff out on the fly. But if you look at what we just Googled, you'll notice that in the key of A minor, we want to write an A minor right now. There's only 3 minor chords in that entire scale. There would be E, A, E, D, A, E, D. That's it. So theoretically, if you want to be a stickler and obey music theory, there's only 3 notes on the entire keyboard that you can hit if you want to play in A minor theoretically. And that's the problem, because when you use a minor chord stab or a minor 7 chord stab, almost the same thing, you can't access major chords. And when you write in A minor, major chords exist and you cannot hit them. That is the limitation of chord stabs. Now, to back up just a hair, you don't have to obey music theory. It's called theory. It's not law, right? So if I wanted to go, theoretically that's not correct to play, but if there's not like a bass player playing hardcore theory behind you and a lead melody playing over you, you know, that might sound just fine. We probably hear it all the time. But when you start composing a whole song and building elements on top of elements, you know, things need to start playing with each other. So when you hear dissonance, when you hear something sour, try to recall that we had this conversation that when you use chord stabs, in this case a minor chord stab, you cannot access major chords or diminished chords. Therefore, you're very limited from a hardcore theory standpoint of how many notes you can hit, okay? So with that said, here's chord stabs. And there was what, 5 minors? 1, 2, 4 minors, and here's a major chord stab. Instantly happy, right? And a quick note is this is under keys, 90 stance, this is a chord stab. And under leads, Nightlife, we heard it earlier. That's a chord stab as well. I wrote Tune Track. I said, hey, why don't you take 90s from keys and Nightlife from leads and put them in the chord stab genre category, just to keep all the confusion to theory noobs, you know, isolated, you know. So anyway, that's chord stabs. Good luck. And if you're not in a theory and you're not actually playing the keyboard yet, you're just using a keyboard to trigger instruments, go to my channel. By the time you see this, it might be out. I haven't named the video yet, but I'm claiming that after you watch this video that's less than 20 minutes long, you will be able to compose chords and melody on keyboard, on piano, whatever, immediately after the first lesson. That's my claim. So check it out and we'll see if we can, we'll see if I'm right, okay? So let's keep moving. I'm gonna set up my session for pianos. Let's check them out. They do sound like synthesizer pianos. right? Let's check out the Plucks. That's cute. Let's move on. What do we got next? Let's move on to vocal chops. I'm not going to use a loop because we're kind of getting into the effects area, so I'm just going to start tapping on stuff. Okay. So, but I'll put a drum loop on. Why not? Let's see what's going on. Right. I remember hearing this. We stopped the music already. Similar to chord stabs, some of these vocal chops are actually singing a vocal line different notes. And if in this case this is a minor, yeah 3 2 1 3 2 1 3 2 root, that's a minor scale. So it's the same exact conversation I just had with you about chord stabs, is no matter what key you hit, it's always going to be a minor lick. So if your backing band is playing a major chord, I advise you to really use your ears when playing this particular vocal chops preset. Anyway, here we go. So burp. That's minor. Is that 7 to root? I think that's a minor 7 to root. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. It happens so fast, you could probably get away with doing it anywhere, but if you want to be theoretically correct, it's a leading note into a root note. So be careful when you have major chords or non-minor chords. That lick may or may not work. Use your ears. I think that's the same thing. That's 2 notes. And it's a full step, so that's a minor. It's for minor chords. Be careful. Just use your ears. If you hear something dissonant, forget it. It's the same thing. Funny. All right, most of those are multiple notes in a scale. Use your ears when you start using prefab samples like this. A lot of those were minor. They all may have been minor. My ear's not that fast. They all may have been minor. So if you start playing those down, down over a happy major chord, you might be beating up people's ears and you don't even realize it. So just be careful. Use your ears on that, or if you know your theory, you already know what you're talking about. Let's move on to effects. And I don't think I'm going to play anything, if I recall, over this. I'm just going to hit some keys. So let's get right into it. Sustain button might come in handy. I'm a Blade Runner fan. Anyway, let me not take too long. Turn sustain off. Let's get through this. Very stereo. And these keys, different keys are doing different things. It's not just a pitch change. There's definitely different samples on different keys there. I have not checked this out in detail, so you might find the same with others. Cute. Old school. Yeah, they definitely went for a lot of classic things here. That's pretty cool. Definitely some movie effects. It's weird that I went lower in the pitch of the piano, but it was a higher note on that last one. Moving too fast to go back and clear it. Be like a good sting in a movie. Boo. Ooh. That high end, that'll mess your ears up. You got headphones in. You know, the production of this instrument's really good. I give it props. I got my in-ears on. I mean, the sounds are crystal. It's pretty cool. It says thunder. That could work as in a movie as like the like a gunshot, not the impact of the gunshot, but the after sound. I'm wondering why I'm not getting different notes from white noise. It's because it's white noise. It's all notes. Oh, I'm in risers now. I hit a G note, it started on a G and it went to the G of the next octave. I think that's how they all work. If not, maybe the next 2 octaves, something like that. So some of them are slower than others. Asteroids. Rip apart. Fall. So these are falls. It's basically the opposite of risers. It starts up high and comes down. That one actually ramps up and then comes down, but here we go. That's a true fall. Super slow fall there. Ooh, that's like a 808-ish. I don't know the terminology good. Back in that sound, I was pretty boom. Turn your sub off for that. Oh, that's it. That's every sound. Let's do effects real quick. If you're not familiar with Toontrack's EZKeys, the effects is down here. And depending on what preset you decide to select, will the effects change. The knobs will change and possibly additional knobs will come or go away. So you can't just add whatever effect you want. In this case, there's 3 different style of effects. Out of all these presets, there's only 3 different style of effects. So let me just go to keys, select something random, reverb, delay, and filter. Now, for the categories of keys, bass, lead, what else? Stabs, piano, plucks, and vocal. They all have just these 3 knobs. And so let's discuss these 3 knobs real quick. We probably all know what reverb is at this point. That's just an amount knob for reverb. Delay, you can't adjust how much delay there is. You can only adjust the volume of the delay. Luckily, the delay does sync to your host tempo or whatever tempo you select. You turn up the volume of the delay. If I change the tempo on my host. So you can control the timing because it obeys your host tempo. And filter, when filter is turned up all the way, that basically means it's not working, which is good most of the time. This is a high pass filter, and if you turn it down, it makes the high frequencies go away. We're only hearing the bass. That's not a volume knob. This is a volume knob. That's just making the high-end frequencies go away. Now I'm bringing them back. Let's move on. So if you go to pads, you will see a sustain knob appear, and it's maxed out right now. And a sustain just means when you hit a note, how long will that note last? So let's last in like 2 seconds or something like that. And if I turn this down to 0, lasts a little less, right? And then we already know what these other things are. And if we go over to effects, we get a chorus knob is all. So and it's just an amount knob for chorus. So that is the electronic pop EZKeys sound expansion. It just came out a few days ago. Like and subscribe, especially subscribe and comment if you want to help me out in this video, did anything for you. I have more EZKeys videos. I have your first lesson on a keyboard video, which I recommend watching. If you walk by a keyboard and you're like, nah, forget that, that's not my instrument, just watch this one video. It'll be on my channel very shortly. And check my description for the cheapest place to buy TuneTrack software. I usually have a up-to-date video about that. So it's Sean from Shootie School. I hope you benefited from this video. Rock on.